We are following breaking news as Governor Wes Moore is getting a look at all of the damage from the flash flooding happening on Tuesday. He's over in Western Maryland.
Yeah, he's in Western Port surveying all the damage there with leaders. Let's listen to Governor Wes Moore.
From the people in the communities, from our local elected officials, from our first responders, the fact that this was not a mass casualty event is simply because of God's grace and because of the remarkable work of the people on the ground here. We also know that preparation for these type of incidences, extreme weather incidences, we have to make sure that we are both prepared for them to prevent them, and also making sure that we have all resources in place to ensure that when these tragedies do happen, when these incidents do happen, that we can respond and take care of our people. This is going to be a long fight for the community here to be able to dig out, and we want the folks over in Allegheny and in Garrett counties to know that we are here with them. We will stand with them. We will work with them. But there's been some remarkable leadership on the ground that we are just incredibly inspired by. To what we've seen the best in Maryland really take care of Marylanders here.
Governor, you have now decided to declare a state of emergency. Walk us through what that means exactly, and what made you come to that conclusion?
Well, it means that we have to make sure that all state resources can get to the good folks here in Allegheny and Garrett counties, and we need to make sure that there is no red tape, no delays, get them the supports that they need, and get it done fast. And so we want our folks in Allegheny and Garrett counties to know that we stand with them, that we want to make sure that they know that they have a partner in the state in terms of how we're thinking about the rebuild, how we're making sure we're supporting the families here, the amazing families that we've had a chance to meet so many of them as well. And also this now gives an opportunity for federal supports to now come on board as well.
That decision made after you did the tour, Governor, what resonated with you to help you with that decision, sir?
It's the people. I'm just really inspired.
You looked moved in the library. That's what I saw.
I mean, when you watch some of your community pillars, our libraries, our schools, our fire and rescue teams, when you watch the people who are the helpers, who now need the help, the people whose job it is every day to make sure they're supporting our kids and supporting our seniors and supporting our individuals with disabilities, and to make sure that every child has a chance to live up to their God-honoring potential, and their cathedrals, right, their places, their homes of worship and their workplace are now submerged in feet of water literally up to my waist. You just realize we've got to move, and we've got to move fast, and we've got to remove all the barriers that are standing in the way to make sure that our folks, that Marylanders, are getting the help that they need.
Governor, I know you've clearly been in touch with people on the ground and you've seen pictures, but coming here, seeing it with your own two eyes, the library, the school, what stood out to you when you saw it, again, with your own two eyes?
I'm really thankful that our team had responded literally within minutes. We've had folks on the ground literally from Tuesday night. Our National Guard was activated. I mean, we move quickly, but you're right. We're getting here and seeing this it's a lot. When you walk through a library and you see books submerged in mud, right? Books that should be out being used by our kids that literally are under mud. When you watch families who have been here for generations, family homes that literally have been here for you've had 3 and 4 generations being raised in the same home, and you're now watching that home that they're trying to figure out, how exactly am I going to recover from this? There's a very real human need for the people of our state, and we got to make sure that we're meeting that human need.
And Governor, the state of emergency was action one, but whether it's funding or logistically on the ground, are the next steps in restoration and cleanup?
Yeah, we're going to make sure that we stay in close communication with our local jurisdictions. I'm thankful that we have not just local leaders like the mayor, who's just doing a fantastic job, by the way, in our state leadership, but also our federal leadership as well. Congresswoman Delaney, I mean, she's boots on ground, literally.
The guy got my boots.
Yeah, literally. And so we are just going to make sure that every single asset that we have and every lever that we can pull from a local, from a state, from a federal perspective are going to get to the people and get to the people as quickly as possible as we work together with this recovery effort.
We're going to take 2 more questions if anyone has any other questions. Any more questions? All All right. Thank you guys so
Governor,
much.
thank you.
God bless you
Thank
guys.
you so much.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.
All right, we have been listening in to Governor Wes Moore getting a tour of the devastation there at Western Port, where officials describe having to evacuate upwards of 150 children, 50 staff members in multiple boat rides because the flash flooding was just so intense.
Yeah, and millions of dollars damage done there in Western Port, Pennsylvania. The governor is saying it's not a mass casualty event because of God's grace and also the remarkable work of the people on the ground, the first responders, those teachers who they were saying were heroic, evacuating those students to safety. But they are now declaring a state of emergency for Allegheny County and certainly in Western Port, Maryland, where the state will give all the resources needed, and also it now frees up federal resources coming to help rebuild. Some of these homes have been they're destroyed, have been in families for generations now.
And the governor really talked about the need to get the funding out to them to eliminate the red tape so that they can recover quickly, but also talked about how this is going to be a very long effort. You have seen the images of cars being lifted by the flash flood. That's how intense the water was. It was able to move all of these cars in parking lots, dumpsters going downstream. There were furniture, books in libraries that were completely shifted and now just soaked in mud. And that's the intensity of the floodwaters that happened on Tuesday. Not only the heavy rain, the wall of water, but the torrent of rain that caused that flash flooding.
Yeah, certainly. Schools there in Allegheny County have been closed for the last 2 days. The governor says it's been a log fight, but they will dig out. Of course, we'll have the latest coming up here on DC News Now. We heard our Max Marcilla asking the governor several questions there. Of much more in a live report at the top of the hour.